Right, it's now recording, so you can see that at the top. Are you ready then? There we go. I am joined today by Amy Sugrue. Hello, Amy. How the devil are you?
Really good, thank you, Ashley. How are you?
Fantastic. All the better for seeing you. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation because this came up as a little bit of a chat on LinkedIn as to why do some posts do well and some posts do others. And I keep telling you to do personal posts, and you've tried one, haven't you? So that's what we're going to dig into. But before we go anywhere else, who are you? What do you do?
So my name's Amy. I set up my own business a year and a half ago called On Point VA. So I'm a virtual assistant, which is essentially a freelance PA. I was a PA for about 20 years. So someone said to me the other day, what is it that VAs do? Well, they're all so different. So you really have to look into the background and the services that people offer, because we can only do what we can do. I won't pretend that I can build you a website, but I will tell you that I can organize things, I can schedule stuff, I can run your events. You know, there's so many things that I can do because of my background. So when you are choosing a VA, just check their services, because I think it's common to assume that we all do the same things.
Yeah, that's like going to an accountant and saying you do accounts and a specialist accountant. So yeah, absolutely. And if you're watching this, I can definitely vouch for Amy. She is incredible. Now, one of the things that we talk an awful lot about is LinkedIn. You came on my Kickstarter last year, and you often message me and ask me questions. But your question the other week was, should I be putting a photo of my puppies on LinkedIn? And we're talking little baby doggies, aren't we? And the thing is, right, people love a little doggy, all right? And you're totally crazy, and you've actually just got 2 new puppies, okay? And when we were chatting, I said, oh my goodness, that would make great content. And your reply was what?
It kind of gave me the ick because it's personal, and I feel like LinkedIn is professional. So when I went to do the post, I thought about what you said, and you were quite excited about it, and you said it'd be great. And I was like, oh, I don't know how it would go down, but I'll try it. So when it came to my Facebook, I put it on my personal page. I didn't put it on my company page. But when it came to LinkedIn, because I use my personal page for all my posts, going by your advice, don't use your company one. I put it up as a bit of I'll just do it and hope that it resonates with some people. And it did. And it's been the best performing post I've ever had, which is crazy.
By a huge margin, Amy. And because you said about the ick, that's why I wanted to get you on here today, because you're not the only person that thinks that you shouldn't put personal posts on LinkedIn, you know. And there was a while that people would come onto that post and go, this should be on Facebook. But the thing is, you know, my training, you know that I talk about LinkedIn as the online version of a networking event. Yeah, and that's the whole essence of my training. You run some great events. I've been to some of your great events. Actually, played at one of your great events. And you know, there's always a load of lovely people in the room. We always have some great conversations. But what sort of things are we talking about in those rooms, Amy?
All sorts. It can be work or it can be personal. I mean, it's probably more larger personal than it is work, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we did a boat trip together. That was one of your events. I hope you do it again this year.
Oh, it was good fun, wasn't it?
If you need a musician, I'd happily do that again.
Of course.
But the thing is, right, we were on that boat. It was a lovely summer's evening. We went right to the end of the canal and that, and it was beautiful out there. It was a really lovely evening, and we just all chatted about all kinds of things. And you know, a lot of the things we chatted about was the local landmarks and had we been here and do we know that? Nothing to do with business.
No.
That's exactly the same as when we're on LinkedIn. And so if you've got a new puppy, you have to share it. That is the unwritten law. If you get 2, that's just crazy. That is just crazy. Let's do a little bit of background on you. You're the VA that gets shit done. Okay, so that's your headline on LinkedIn, which is absolutely brilliant. And people remember you. You came to a networking event that I ran, and I introduced you, and they went, "Oh, you're the VA that gets shit done." Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah. It's been really, really catchy. I was worried about it because, of course, you're swearing. But you call me the potty mouth VA, and I think, well, if you don't like it, I'm going to slip up at some point and I'm going to say it. So at least if the headline says it, then if you get it and if you vibe with that, then you'll be on board with me.
Absolutely. And this is what I love about what you're doing. You're showing up on LinkedIn as Amy, and you don't have to worry about slipping up or remembering, did you wear makeup at that thing, or did you do your hair, or whatever, and when you've got two puppies running around, I guess makeup is something you've never really thought about, is it?
No.
And so we know and love Amy because of what she's doing on LinkedIn. All right, sometimes she's talking about VAing stuff, and then other times she's talking about all kinds of other things as well. You've got just over 1,000 followers, which is brilliant. Which, when you've got around about 1,000 followers, you're going to get a sort of level for your content. You've done a bit of research, haven't you? Where did you get with your numbers
on the impressions?
Yeah,
so impressions isn't something that I've always tracked, but I've started to look into it because I think it's quite important to have an idea or gauge of how your posts are doing, whether it's like following your advice, really, whether it's like time of day, things that you're talking about. It could be various different things. So generally 86% of my posts over the last 18 months since I set up my business have been less than 2,000 impressions. A lot have been in the hundreds, under 1,000, and then about half of them have been up to 2,000. And then there's a handful from anything from 2,000 to 5,000. And then the one that I just did about the puppies was 45,000 impressions. So it's quite a jump, isn't it? My best performing.
Yeah. like I said at the top of the show, by a long margin.
Yeah, it's huge. My last performing post that was good was 4,800 impressions. And I was talking about teeth. I was talking about how I had Invisalign.
I remember that post. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. So these are two personal posts that you've done. One about your teeth straightening, and the other about your puppies. All right.
Yeah.
None of which have got nothing to do with what you do. None of which have got any business being on LinkedIn, is what people say. And if you're listening on the podcast, I'm just doing the inverted commas sign. But both of those posts tell us a little bit about Amy, and we can resonate with that. Now your post, if I remember rightly, about your Invisalign and your teeth straightening was about, you didn't feel confident smiling on photos and showing up and stuff like that. And how many people do you think are on LinkedIn thinking, I don't like smiling on LinkedIn either? And straight away they're your post is resonating with them. Oh my God, if Amy can do it, then I can. Yeah.
Yeah, the underlying tone is if there's something that bothers you, even if people say, oh no, you're fine, you can't notice it. If it bothers you enough to stop you from doing things like setting up your own business, going to a networking event, talking to people, public speaking, all those things that give you the fear, then it's worth considering if there's a fix, if there's a solution, just to get you over that line, because you don't want to be held back for the rest of your life. So that's what I found. It was a silly little thing. It was just the top teeth. They just needed to be moved back. It cost me, I don't know, $4,500. I didn't have the money. I, put it on a credit card and just went ahead with it because it was for the greater good. And it's got me to somewhere now. I've set up my business after deliberating it for 6 years. Was it the teeth that kept me back for 6 years? Or, maybe. Yeah,
absolutely. And that post captured that story.
Yeah.
All right. And therefore, we resonate with that. And that's what LinkedIn is all about. It's about building those relationships. Now, there's going to be other people out there that are like, oh, don't care about her bloody smile. Yeah. But they're not your tribe anyway. So what does it matter? And then that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Okay. So we're going to look at your post then that's just gone absolutely mental. Because you didn't put it up straight away. You deliberated and thought about it.
I was really hesitant because the top line, you've got to have a good hook, right? And the top line is just exactly what I wanted to say. But I was like, oh, I don't know if LinkedIn will put me in, the bin for this and only show me to a couple of people, because it's a bit funny sometimes. And I never know what it's going to like and what it's not going to like.
Yeah, no, it's great. You said, so I hit the F it button and it rhymes with duck. I don't like. I don't like swearing on this, but I am a potty mouth just like you, Amy. But yeah, so I hit the F it button. That was the top line. And there's some photos of the most gorgeous, tiny little Andrex puppies. Well, that's what they look like. I know they're not Andrex puppies, are they? But that's what they look like, because they haven't got their full coats yet. And so straight away we see these little puppies. They're great photos, and it's not working on the podcast. The next line, you left it blank. And then the next line was 2 lines, which last month I went to pick up the puppy I'd reserved, and her sister was still available. I couldn't split them up and came home with them both. Now, that line there, because you've written it as 2 lines, it's actually been truncated by the more button. So you hit the F it button.
Yep.
All right. And then we're sort of like, what's the F it button? And then we start reading that, and it truncates where it says, and her sister. All right. And I'm reading that, and I want to go, and a sister what? And a sister what? And I'm going to hit that more. I'm going to hit that more button. I want to know now. All right. As soon as you hit that more button, that sends out a message to LinkedIn that I'm spending a little bit longer than just scrolling on this post.
Okay.
All right. So you've hooked me in with the F it button. You've told me the little story, and then you picked up both. All right. We're all now reading that thinking she is a mad lady. All right. Your next line is, am I mad?
Say it before they do.
Highly likely, and a smiley little face or a little emoji where you're rolling your eyes. All right.
Yeah.
Do I know what I'm doing? No, but I'll work it out. Isn't that what we do in life?
Yeah, particularly in a new year.
Yeah, and you've been running your business for a year and a half. We're still making it up as we go along. All right. Why? Because some things are just meant to be, especially when you make decisions with your heart over your head. And that's why we have a puppy. And I know I've known you a while, and I know you lost your last dog, and I know it's been difficult for you. So totally get you. But the thing is, right, you go on and talk about a clean house and all that sort of stuff, but you don't care. All right. And what you've entered January with just one New Year's resolution, and that is to hit the F it button more often. What a lovely end to a brilliant post. It really has got everything going for it. It's a perfect post. It's a perfect post, Amy. And I'm not surprised you had 901 likes. 901. All right.
I know.
And 196 comments. That is
by
amazing.
A lot of people that I don't know, you know. So it starts out connections that you do know, and you're having a little, tete-a-tete with them online. Yep, thank you very much. How are you? And then there's lots of people, your seconds and your third connections, and they all come in, and it's just so lovely that they felt, drawn into this post, and they wanted to say something, and then post their own pictures and tell me about their dogs. And I don't know if I would be so bold to do that, but it's certainly now inspired me to do that to other people that I'm not connected with. If something comes up on my newsfeed and I think, oh, that's cool, rather than go, oh, I don't know them, I can't say nothing, actually just do it, because people might appreciate that little bit of support or something.
And those people that don't, they're not going to be your ideal customer anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's
not only about going for customers, though, is it?
No. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, if I do this, I might upset somebody. All right. Yeah. And you when you get to my age, Amy, you realize you cannot please all the people all the time. Okay. So don't worry about it. Just go for it. What's the best that can happen? And so that's the thing. Right. Okay. So did you reply to every single comment?
No.
Not yet. Not yet. But there's nothing to stop you going back today.
Yeah, right? I have acknowledged everybody with a like, just to say.
I would go back in. I would go back in and add another comment. All right. Someone here has written, "Be prepared to break the internet." What a pair of cuties. Yeah. So you can go back in. Not only did it break my internet, it's done this, and it's done this. And so I'm gonna. Do you sort of mean? So, but the thing is, right? If you do not reply to the comments, all right. Just give me a high five a second. Put your hand up and give me a high five, all right? And I'm gonna high five you back, all right? Okay.
In your own time.
Yeah, I know. So for those of you, I'll do that so you're not hanging. But for those of you listening, you didn't see Amy put her hand up. She put her hand up, and while her hand was up, I had a sip of coffee and totally ignored her. How did you feel then, Amy, when you were left hanging?
I feel like you're a bit rude today.
You know me anyway, so that's fine. But this is the thing, right? So I've taken the time to write you a comment, and you haven't replied. Now, I'm probably not worried about that because you've had 196 comments. I can see that number. So I know that you probably haven't got round to it. Mm-hmm. But if you get round to it today and tomorrow and the next day and just do a few each day, they're going to go, oh, she did read my comment. All right. And how are they going to feel?
Appreciated for making the effort, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And what happens is, right, as soon as you go on and write a comment on that post, everybody that's commented on that post gets a notification in their notifications that Amy's added a comment to this post. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you go and comment on Rachel's, for example, Rachel's going to get a notification that Amy's commented on or replied to your comment. All right. So it's going to get more traction again if you go in and start stirring it up again. So it's a gift that keeps giving, Amy. You can go back in. You can go back in. Right. Here's a question then that everybody listening to this is dying to ask. It's all very well having 40-odd thousand impressions, 900 likes and nearly 200 comments. But it didn't get you any business, did it?
Oh, well, it did, surprisingly, even though it was just a personal post and it was just an expression of how I was feeling about the new year. And actually, yeah, I've had inquiries come through the LinkedIn messaging. So like direct from people that have commented on that post and then followed up with a connection request and a message and just said, oh, you're a VA. Do you know what I could do with somebody that gets shit done? The amount of people that come to me and say, oh, that's what I need. They repeat it back to me because it speaks to them, which is great. So I'm in a number of talks now with some people about the support that they might need.
All from that one post.
That one post that
was personal. And it gave you the itch.
Well, the thought, yeah. The post didn't. It's just, it's just knowing how to do it, isn't it? But I said to someone the other day, LinkedIn's changing. LinkedIn has changed and we've got to keep up with it. There's quite a few people that aren't, there's sort of a stuffy side of LinkedIn where they like the old LinkedIn, and they don't want that change. That's fine. But for like, say, the more modern era of people, it has changed massively.
One thing I think, Amy, just tell me your thoughts on this, is there's a lot of us around, small business owners working from home, maybe a small team, but we're all, around the country and stuff like that. To me, LinkedIn's my water cooler. So it's somewhere I go to find out what's going on in business. I can see that Amy's doing this and Sally's doing that and George is doing something else. And it keeps me up to speed with the world, if you like. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's quite a good analogy of it. Funnily enough, I know that water cooler, people have conversations. I don't think I ever had a conversation by a water cooler, but I love that people say that. Yeah, it is. It's really good. It's really chatty, particularly the people that you're supporting, the people that you follow up with people that you've been to networking, you go and meet a bunch of new people. It's great to then follow them, see what they're up to and connect further along the line. Not necessarily to chase a new lead, but just to sort of humanize them, really.
Yeah. And that's how business is made, though. We make connections, don't we? On a personal level, not a business level. I don't care if you're wearing a suit or if you've got makeup on. I know you. I like you. I trust you. So yeah, that's how it works. And LinkedIn is a great it's a great place to do that. And if you've got something that resonates with people, like your two little girls, give them a name shout.
Oh, Bella and Luna.
Yeah.
13 weeks old today.
Oh, fantastic. When are they allowed out and on the lead?
They are on the lead on pavements already, like as of this week. Wow. And then I've got to wait 2 weeks on Monday for them to go wild, and go exploring everywhere.
Brilliant. So we may see them wandering around a seaside town near us.
Definitely. I need a GoPro because I can't hold two leads and film. So I could do with something like being strapped to me so I can sort of, you know, film them as they go, because they're so quick as well.
Yeah, is there a dog? You can get a doggy adapter as well for a little GoPro, I'm sure.
Oh, really? I'll have a look.
A doggy cam. So there you go. That's more content for you, Amy. Amy, it's been absolutely delightful talking to you today. Thank you for taking the time to come on and share your experience of personal posts. Are you going to do any more personal posts?
Yeah, I will. I'll probably still deliberate like I do. Just because you know, I don't spend too much time on it, but it's that initial, oh, I don't know if it will go down okay. But it's just your internal filter just checking. But it's okay. I just think hit the fuck it button and just do it. That's the New Year's resolution, and we're going to go strong.
Awesome. Well, please do. Any questions about LinkedIn before I disappear, or are we all good?
Really, I think algorithms just blow my mind generally, but I think with overthinking it, I think you've said before, like, just don't give it too much thought, just do you, and you know, you don't need to sort of worry about it. But things like swearing, putting the full word, I didn't know if the F it button would be just as bad. Do they pick up on that? Or actually this post has shown that it didn't matter that you said the whole word. So can I just continue as I have been?
Like you said, do you.
Right.
You are brilliant. You are brilliant at being Amy. So just keep being you. And you know, there are going to be people out there that sort of like look at your post and go, oh, what a potty mouth.
I've had comments removed before.
Yeah,
there was somebody that said something about people swearing online and how it wasn't appropriate and this, that, and the other. And I think she was a solicitor or a lawyer or something. And I wrote back like, oh, I think it really, you know, depends on what you do and who they are. And she removed it. And I was like, I didn't like swear in the post, but I was just sort of sticking up for, you know, I know quite a few people that swear online, and it doesn't offend me at all. And it's not like they're swearing at you, you know, it's sort of a passion that comes out in you, and it's just your passionate language.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, interesting. That is interesting. But just go for it, Amy. Keep doing what you're doing, and look forward to catching you up at one of your amazing networking events soon. When's the next one? Is it Monday?
Yes, we've got a lunch at the Exmouth Chamber. We've invited the local policeman to talk about using your personality and being real online. So, you know, what do the police know about being funny? We'll find out. What was it? The Funny Policeman? Was years ago. There was a show.
Was it Laughing Policeman? It was a song.
I don't know. What was that from?
Laughing Policeman. Yeah, that's all I can remember is the Laughing Policeman.
Okay. We should get you to come along and sing it.
No, definitely not. Amy, you've been an absolute delight. Lovely to see you today, and thank you so much for sharing your amazing story about Bella and Luna. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye now. That was it. I'll just stop the recording there. Was that all right?
Yeah, I just felt so underprepared. I was like, what do I say?
No, if we'd have prepared it right,